A good finally Friday evening, everybody. My name is John Martin. We have a whole lot to cover tonight. First, though, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am joined tonight by Ren Wadsworth. Ren has been producing, writing our shows, our 10 o'clock shows all week. She's joining us on the desk tonight. Welcome to Nonstop Local.
I'm happy to be here, John, and I'm definitely happy to get into the news and everything we have to cover tonight.
All right, well, let's get started first, though, with tossing things over to the one and only Chief Meteorologist, Tracy Smith, talking about the forecast. A lot of changes headed our way.
Well, thank you so much. We do have some areas that have been a little on the drier side, lacking in some snowpack. So with that in mind, we are looking at some warmer temperatures impacting us out of central Montana, and you'll notice some of those cooler conditions to the west and to the east across the state. We are looking at some areas, though, picking up some snowfall across north central Montana. Notice the strong gusty winds that we're expected to see as well. But with the snow, we're hoping that will aid in a little bit of drought concern, especially across north central and northeastern Montana. And of course, we'll have your full weather report here in just a bit.
All right, Tracy, thank you very much. In your headlines tonight, a missing elderly man out of Missoula has been found, according to police there. Missoula police say 71-year-old Bruce Oliver Bardo has been located. Bardo lives a transient lifestyle and had been recovering from a car crash, so there was concern for his safety earlier this evening. But the good news tonight, we can report that he has been found safe.
In your crime tracker tonight, the Montana Department of Corrections and Pre-Release Program Alternatives Incorporated are asking the public to be on the lookout for an offender who walked away from the Alpha House Pre-Release Center in Billings earlier this morning. 24-year-old Elliot Bradley walked away from Alpha House around 12 a.m. He was sentenced in December of 2017 on charges of assault with a weapon, robbery, and theft out of Yellowstone County. Bradley is about 6'1", 190 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. The Department of Corrections says the public should not approach him, but anyone with information concerning his whereabouts is asked to report that to law enforcement immediately. The story of missing 3-year-old Arden Pepion of the Blackfeet Reservation lives on with the passing of her mother this past October, and a missing persons case still unsolved. Tonight, Maddie Olson tells us about efforts to establish a missing persons response team training program in Montana that tribal members advocate for through testimony earlier today.
If passed, House Bill 18 would create a missing persons response team training program administered by the Department of Justice to provide structure to missing person searches. This is in hope of preventing more missing children's cases, like what sadly happened to Arden Pepion.
The bill would not only create a training team, but a corresponding grant account as well, with the effective date starting July 1st of 2023 and an initial state fund transfer of $61,000. Testimony for the bill featured voices from across Montana, including organizations such as Western Native Voices, the American Civil Liberties Union of Montana, as well as members of the Blackfeet Reservation who were a part of the original search for Arden Pepion.
And it is emotional to stand up here to talk about, to talk about the stuff that we had to go through. And it's like what Diana said, it's the unknowns we didn't know when we set out to search for Arden. We were asked, like what Diana said, are you prepared to find her? We weren't prepared. We just wanted to find a baby.
Other testimonies given featured the impacts they believe this bill to have for the future regarding organization and leadership in murdered and missing Indigenous person cases, saying that was lacking in the search for Pepion.
We will continue to provide coverage and updates on House Bill 18 as it progresses through the legislative session and process on our website, nonstoplocal.com. With Nonstop Local News, I'm Maddie Olson.
Well, starting today, the Montana Army National Guard began stationing multiple rescue aircraft near Billings Logan International Airport. Trevia Forte spoke to Guard members at the Billings Limited Army Aviation Support Facility about how this impacts rescue response in the region.
6 military aircrafts will now call Billings home as the Montana Army National Guard seeks to improve their rescue response time in eastern parts of Montana. Colonel Rob Olson of Montana National Guard says over the years, more and more people have started spending time outdoors, which has led to more people needing to be rescued. Colonel Olson says previously their helicopters were stationed in Helena, so when they were called out for a rescue in eastern Montana, it took about an hour and a half to get from Helena to Billings, and that time could be precious in a life or death situation.
And quite often there's weather between Helena and Billings, and we can't even get to Billings to support the emergency that we're responding to. So strategically, it just puts us in a better spot to be able to support the eastern part of the state and the population of Montana.
Colonel Olson hopes that having the aircrafts in Billings will also help increase recruitment and retention of soldiers.
Number one priority right now for senior leadership of the Montana National Guard is recruiting, retention, and family programs to make sure we're taking care of students. We see this as a big step in doing that.
Not only will the aircrafts allow for the rescue teams to get to the emergency scene faster, but they'll also support training for soldiers in real-life helicopter rescue missions. With Nonstop Local, I'm Travia Forte.
Thank you, Travia. Over a dozen members of the Billings community were presented today as speakers for the upcoming TEDx Billings event coming up later this year. TEDx Billings is a nonprofit geared towards shining a light on local voices in the community through a TED Talk-like platform. This year's theme is Moving Mountains, sharing stories from people of various backgrounds in public service, the arts, and helping those struggling with addiction get help. TEDx Billings is set to take place on October 7th at the Babcock Theater.
Oh, some out-of-this-world news. Did you write that? Okay. The first Native American woman ever to travel to Earth's orbit ventured outside the International Space Station Friday. NASA astronaut Nicole Mann and Japanese astronaut Koichi Wakata will spend 7 hours completing the installation of 2 mounting platforms. The spacewalk is part of a planned solar array augmentation, an eventual power boost to the space station's truss. Mann joined NASA's astronaut corps in 2013. This is her first trip to space. She traveled to the ISS in October for a 5-month stay. And high school students in Texas have been testing their barbecue skills for months.
And teams across the state are competing to win a scholarship at a San Antonio stock show and rodeo competition. Reporter Tiffany Juarez takes us behind the scenes as the teens work on their recipes.
This is what we do.
Jefferson High School students have been preparing for months.
We've got some great poultry chefs here. They're gonna run with it next weekend at the rodeo.
The Mustang team will be competing at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo's Junior Pitmaster Challenge next weekend.
I've been exposed to different cultures, and I've also learned how to cook a variety of meats, and I'm just really excited on what I've learned and how I could use it.
We still got a little bit to go.
Teams from across Texas will test their barbecue cooking skills for a chance to win a scholarship.
This competition, it just encapsulates everything that we want our kids to really fully enjoy, and it is the communication, it is the camaraderie, but it's that competition, it's that modifying and adjusting everything just as quickly as you can in order to make the best product possible, because you get one bite.
The judges are looking for several things, including taste, texture, and appearance.
This team has perfected their chicken recipe.
It's delicious. Really delicious.
All right, so Rain, you told me you are not the person who womans the grill or the barbecue, but you have no problem consuming that comes off. You're number one?
Yeah, my number one would have to be ribs. You know, I'll eat anything that comes off the grill, but you know, like ribs, riblets, anything juicy, you know.
It's a good American woman right there. But no, I'll tell you what, man, I spent 3 months in Lubbock, Texas, and in the hotel room, I'd look out and they start smoking their brisket like 12 hours, 24 hours before it goes out. It was real good.
Yeah, that sounds delicious. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hungry right now.
If y'all got some Montana recipes, go ahead and send them this way. All right, everybody, we got a check of the full forecast coming up after the break with Chief Meteorologist Tracy Smith. Stick around for that.